Here we are.
Evening.
Hello. It's Thursday. It's late. It's like 6:15. I know I've told you guys we usually eat our fasting meal between 2:30 and 6:30. Well, today it's going to be closer to 6:30, it seems.
A little later today.
Our day was a little bit not as organized as it usually is because this morning Russ had a proposal he had to do, a presentation he did for a potential client, and it got moved to 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So how'd it go? It went coughing.
The first thing I'm going to do is cough, folks. Oh, that was close. No, it went well. I mean, it's a proposal. You give them what you can do, and wait to find out.
Yeah, maybe they get back to you. Maybe they don't. You see what happens.
Exactly.
So I did go for a swim this morning. I swam for about an hour or so. I went later than I usually do. I didn't even get to the gym till 8 o'clock, I think,
right.
Because Russ didn't have to get up as early. We stayed in bed for a little longer than we usually do, which is nice.
It's
it was
nice.
Fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I swam for about an hour, and so we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do arms, and swimming tends to make my arms a little bit tight. So might be interesting. We'll see.
We'll see, right? Yeah.
What are you having for your 500-calorie meal today?
I'm still debating it. I know it's going to be quinoa. I'm making that right now.
I thought it was cooking back here behind us.
That's what I'm cooking right now. It's going to have chickpeas. I know that. It's going to have spinach. We'll probably have onions and whatever else in the way of vegetables that I can put into it. And I'm not sure yet whether it's going to include some organic tomato sauce or vinegar. Yes, I did say vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar, right?
Apple cider vinegar, yes.
Yep. So he doesn't know for sure yet. We'll have to see as we get through it. But I've got a sweet potato in the microwave. Yes, I'm sorry, Nancy. I did not put it in the oven because I didn't know I wanted a sweet potato till just now, and I'm not going to wait 40 minutes for it. It's actually a pretty big one because all we have left is big ones, so it's probably like easily 2 cups of sweet potato. And I'll put some avocado with it, and I'll put some seasoning on it, so that'll be yummy.
Sounds yummy to me.
Right? Be good. So we want to talk to you guys. We had a very interesting experience at a networking event last night.
Indeed we did.
We met a woman who does, I don't want to say the name of the company. They do capsulized vegetables, I guess, fruits and vegetables. And she was very aggressive. You want to talk a little bit about how she behaved?
Well, so she definitely didn't want to hear anything not even negative, because we weren't saying anything negative. We were just asking legitimate questions and the research behind it. And so her answer to every single question was basically, it's the medical profession is behind it. And when we questioned that and wanted more, she got very uptight and very
confrontational,
agitated.
She said that she kept, and it was funny because after the event, I actually went to the website for the product she was selling. And verbatim, what she was telling us was on the website. So I make up that she actually doesn't have that background, the information to provide. So if you start questioning what's on the website, she can't answer the question. Because I know we said something about medical providers in the United States only get about 2 hours of nutritional information. They don't get a lot of study on nutritional stuff.
Right, and we did look at the ingredients when we came home, because that's what we do. And, again, it's the words you can't pronounce. It's a word you have to be a science major to understand.
And so when I was trying to talk to her, she was talking about, well, this is whole food, this is whole food, this is whole food. And I'm like, if all the fiber is gone, it's not whole food. And she was absolutely adamant that it is whole food. And so then I started thinking about, well, what does whole food mean? What does that word mean? Because we use it all the time, and so I thought, well, maybe we should define it. Right. So what is it when I say whole food? And when I say whole, I mean WHOLE, whole.
No hole in it, right?
No, right? And so
Which
me...
might be what she was talking about.
No, it has W on it on their website.
Oh, okay.
So for me, whole food means as close to how it grew on the plant or came out of the ground as possible, including everything except the dirt, basically.
Right. So all the fiber, all the kernels. Like, so a good example is the rolled oats. And the reason why when people ask me what type of oatmeal I use, I always say, make sure you get old-fashioned rolled oats, because that's everything. That's got the wheat germ in it, oat germ, I should say. It has the kernels, it has all the stuff that they want to get rid of because it doesn't look pretty in your instant oatmeals, in your the non basically whole oats.
Do the steel cut ones have everything? Or
I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
The only thing I know of that actually is a whole grain is the old-fashioned rolled oats.
Old-fashioned rolled oats. Okay. And so for us, there's a difference between whole food and processed food. Now, most processed food isn't whole. I mean, that's just the reality.
Right.
But so rolled oats are a little bit processed because they're rolled. Right?
Yes.
So something was done to them, but nothing was taken out. So that's a plus. We have somebody asking a question, and of course I can't see it because I didn't make the computer big enough. I'm sorry, my bad today.
Hey guys, I get it.
Can you see it? Hold on. Let me see if I can make it bigger so we can like actually do something ridiculous like read it. And then will it let me move it over? No. So Sophie says, "Hey guys, I get that it has to have." Oh, have a nice evening, she said. That's great.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't read it. It was too little.
I think she meant I have to go. Maybe have a nice
that's fine.
Yeah.
But so processed food means that they've done something to it, and then whole or not whole means that they've taken something out of it. And as far as I'm concerned, any fruits or vegetables that come in capsule form are both not whole and processed pretty aggressively.
And I guess another way to look at it too is bread. So when you buy bread at the supermarket and you cut it open, it's nice and white on the inside, not a whole food. Because if it was a whole food, it'd have more of a brownish hue to it. Because when they make bread for the public, they actually take that part of the grain out because it's not appealing.
Right, it doesn't taste good and it doesn't look pretty. So they make your food look pretty.
Right.
So I guess the conversation that I was trying to have with the woman yesterday who wanted no part of it and actually was so rude, and those of you who know me know that I am pretty tolerant and willing to put up with people. She was so rude, I just said, I'm done talking, and I walked away because she was talking over me. She wasn't being kind. She wasn't having a conversation. She was just telling me that she had 13 fruits and grains or fruits and vegetables in her product. And I'm like, I don't care. If it's not whole food, it doesn't matter to me.
Well, she just said to me, you know what, I'm also done talking to you too. And I said, all right, bye, and I walked away.
Because it just was an absolutely ridiculous conversation. So when you hear us say, and when I write whole food, what I mean is it's as close to how it came out of the ground as possible.
Right.
Because that's what whole food, I'm not talking about, I guess maybe whole nutrition is different where it has the nutrients part, but not the fiber and not,
right.
I don't know.
I'm guessing that their case is the same case when you look at white bread. So white bread is fortified, right? So in other words,
they take all the stuff out.
They took all the good stuff out, but now we got to put some of it back. Otherwise, we're going to have malnutritious people. So
it was an issue actually.
So I wonder if that's the point they're trying to make, is that, well, because you eat processed foods, they can talk about the normal, general public, and you have all these things taken out. Well, take this to put it all back in. So that's a different approach, I'll say.
Right. Yeah.
Than what we do. And then what's also interesting too is when we buy things that are whole grains and organic. You look at the ingredients and it says organic this, organic that. Nothing on their products.
Nothing on their products that are organic. Not that they claim they're organic. They don't. They just claim that they're whole food.
Right.
So the challenge, I guess, for me is if I'm going to talk about whole food, I want it to be the actual food product. Right. I'm not interested in whole nutrition that's been processed to death and comes in a pill this big. Right. That's not for me. I want to eat real food. So
yeah, it is interesting that when we produce food in this country, and basically I guess most countries, is that we take the stuff you need out, and then we have to worry about putting it back in again. So
yeah. So now you know, when I put whole food, I mean as close as possible to how it came out of the ground, or how it was grown, with as little processing as possible also. So maybe I should put lightly processed whole food or something. I don't know. I don't know what I need to say. But
we'll figure it out.
If I run into this woman again, I will avoid her like the plague, because she was not kind. She was not interested in having a conversation, and in fact, she was quite rude. And I had someone, I posted under the picture that I posted, because so R&R in the car that I posted last night, our picture I posted, well, that was a bust, and I made a comment about this person, and someone private messaged me and said, I think I've run into her too, and told me a story, a very similar story. So apparently this woman's marketing plan is to berate people into using
marketing
her
by
product.
intimidation.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, guys, it was great to see you. I know this is a short one tonight, but it's late, and we aren't actually making, because we don't have it out, and the quinoa is not quite done yet. It's got about another 9 minutes. So we appreciate you showing up. Thanks for joining us. And if you have questions about whole food or plant-based or apparently unprocessed,
Right.
Go ahead and ask. And as I told you before, I have a list of things that we, to talk about. So I'll add it to the list if you have something you want us to talk about. And if you get value from this R&R Journey videos, I really, really ask you, please do share them. Our goal is to help as many people as possible be healthy. And that means that they have to have access to the knowledge that we've gained by doing all the reading and all of the video watching, the documentary watching and testing and whatever. So if you have questions, ask. It's good to see all you guys. Thanks. And you can do our sign off?
Yep. So we will say, eat food, not too much, mostly plants.
Have a good night, guys. Bye.